What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and I'm going to be talking about some major things that will be coming to Madden 24 that you guys should definitely know about right now. I'm going to be talking about two major things, all right, just so everybody understands what's happening. Offensively, we've been having a lot of difficulty with, trying to understand what abilities work, what don't work, and I've been getting a lot of new reviewers that are coming in, asking, okay, Gmia, 23, I just found your channel, and you rage a lot, all right? Why are you raging so much? But also, I do give you guys the tools to understand the game as well, which is why a lot of you guys watch the videos. So it's like you get both of it. You get to see me play the game, and you get to understand it all at the same time. The reasoning behind that is the way that the game has changed. People don't really understand that when they focus in on a specific part of the game, we already know what's happening, right? So with this thing called route artist, some people were asking about, okay, gee, this route artist thing. What do you think is going to happen when a player has the ability to create his own route on the field? And honestly, it makes me very, very scared because the way that the game plays already, there's a lot of things that are like glitchy within the game that you can't really control. Like a ghost route. And I don't know if you guys know about the glitch with the ghost route, but sometimes the ghost route can turn into a table route without playmakering it. Like there's a lot of things that you can adjust, and you may see pros do it sometimes, and you'll see it on certain streams. People figure out what really works and what doesn't work in the game. So when we focus on these two major things, the other one is going to be Acrobat on offense. So I'm going to go ahead and break down some things that are really, really scare me right now. And I'm going to go ahead and let's just say, for instance, like Harold Carmichael. He's been in a couple Maddens. I think he may have took a year off or something like that. But what I'm saying is, because of this year's Madden, I'm going to use him as an example, right? Listen to what I'm about to say and try to understand it. There is also a cornerback, Carmichael, which we all know about, right? That can already get Acrobat on the defensive side of the ball. So many of us already understand how disgusting Acrobat can be. Remember last year, it was one of the most widely used abilities, and then EA raised it to like 5 AP to start the year. Nobody really started to use it until they reduced it later on in the year, like way later, right? Why is it so crazy that the offensive side of the ball is going to be able to have Acrobat? Realistically, right, defensively, we are already at a disadvantage because linebackers don't jump and they don't react to the ball as of right now. Will any of that change? Probably in Madden 24. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if they'll actually do it, but remember, it's not usually the game itself when it's released that I get really aggravated about. It's always after a patch is released. So it's highly likely that at launch, Madden 24 will definitely be playable. It's what happens afterwards. So this is something that I want to talk to you guys about. With the way Acrobat works when it actually does work, imagine that you can trigger it with a player offensively, that you can just dive any direction and go and get the ball. We already know about the fact that they have the diving underneath, the underhand pass that Mahomes showed when they did the trailer. That hasn't been something that people have been talking about a lot, other than, when we first saw the trailer and everybody was like, yo, what is this? What's going on? And then when some people were able to play in the beta, it wasn't as consistent. So people weren't as scared about it. But I'm trying to make you guys focus in on the fact that every year there has to be something that's different. 22, it was escape artists. This year it was the high pass. You know what I'm saying? Like with the mossing, everybody was able to do it. EA made it so everyone could do it. So next year, it's probably going to be more about actual routes and being able to undercut, jump in and do an acrobat as a wide receiver. Pretty much create a route that's not, a stupid route, like a out, up, in, do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to make it a little bit more enticing for people to get the game. That's going to be the gimmick. All right, like route artists, mark my words. That and the fact that people are going to try their best to be able to do that little crazy Patrick Mahomes throw. So because this guy is 6'8", and he can dive like that, it's going to be almost impossible to actually play defense. So what I'm going to propose right now is, like I was telling you guys, I showed you guys the video with like Sauce Gardner, and I was trying to explain to you guys why it's more beneficial to go defensively minded at the launch of the game. And the reason behind that is you have to find the best ways to play defense because you're naturally going to be at a disadvantage. With all the things that they're adding to the offense, they're trying to overpower the offense. What are you going to be able to do? If on fourth and 5 in a key game, a guy has route artists and he creates a route that's so stupid that your defender's like, yo, what's going on? Like, what are you supposed to do? And I have the answer for that. All right, this is what you're going to do. See, defensively, it doesn't really matter how much Madden changes. Certain things work and certain things doesn't. Now, the flat has been a really big problem for a very long time. A lot of us know that when you put somebody in the flat, they play the zone that's by the hot dog vendor in the stands. They don't actually play the flat, right? So you guys probably like, yo, G, what are you gonna do? And I know a lot of you guys will be tuning in to kind of figure out like, yo, what is the next move? And obviously I'm gonna give you guys, basic stuff for defense that, only I usually run. Like, obviously there's several people that have been running 4-3-6-1 and 3-4, but I put my own twist on it. And if you guys have been watching me long enough, I've run every defense. Most of the defense I used to run, like dime flat, nickel strong, they took out of the game. So I just try to go with whatever gets me the most pressure. I don't usually like to run dollar, but I can see that dollar might be another go-to year, depending on how the corners interact with the linemen. We got to see how that works, because it's supposed to be some emphasis on that and making sure that the heavier players can actually stop a 5'9", 150-pound player from running right into the quarterback. But we have to see. But let's talk about what's actually going to work when you play against a guy that's running Acrobat on offense and also pick artist. Not pick artist, route artist on offense, right? So what are the primary things that you may have noticed that work this year? This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. You see like how flat zone, no matter what happens, it's very few players that are not like a rookie premier that get flat zone for free. It's a reason for that. That's one of the most consistent abilities in the game. Because if a guy keeps throwing it to the flat, you're not going to play the flat. But if you actually make contact, the ball stays levitated for a little bit, and it costs a lot of interceptions, especially if it's, those are the pros that used it. Primarily, you got to be very careful, and I think that for the most part, everybody got addicted to like the man KOs, the short KO, the mid route. They didn't really focus in on what flat zone KO was. But if you look at the emphasis and how you always, for the most part, had to pay for it, it was something that was an ability that low key, I think is going to be very, very key. Because what happens is this, right? Say you run zone and you press at the line of scrimmage out of a cloud flat. If a guy made like a route artist type of route, that bump is going to automatically alter whatever they're doing, because then they got to start from the beginning. And I don't know if EA developers actually looked into that yet, but that's one of the major things that happens with some of the more complex routes now. If you press them, it delays everything. So what do we do here at GmiasWorld? We're sending 19 dudes, the head coach and the cheerleaders. Somebody is getting home to that quarterback. So these are the type of things that we're going to be talking about throughout the year. I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what you need to do to counter a lot of these huge promotions that are coming into the game. These things are going to be what Madden 24 is about. That underhand crazy throw, pick route artist, Acrobat on offense. Those are going to be major selling points for EA, because that's the gimmick. That's what gets people going. All right. So focus in on certain things like the abilities I'm going to show you, how we're going to lab together, and we're going to have a really, really good time in Madden 24. I know you guys are stoked for the content. Make sure you subscribe, you share, and do all that good stuff, because we're going to hit them hard this year. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.